Hello. Good morning. Let's see if everything's work fine. Okay. Okay, yes. Very good. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ireland. Good morning from wherever you are. My name is Neide Motta. I'm a volunteer in Spirit Society of Ireland. And today I will be your host um, on the subject of today that I will introduce after our initial prayer. So first thing first, let's do our initial prayer. Let's raise our thoughts to the Master Jesus, to the High Spirits, ask them to be with us in this moment, to enlighten us, that we can hear these words and comprehend, and that this moment will be useful for our day, for our life, to comprehend better how and why we are here. God be with us. So be it. All right. My internet is a little bit uh, unstable today. Please let me know if there is any problem. I just have to check. I know that YouTube is working. Let me see if Facebook is working. Yes. Pois não, Gaia. Gaia, want your help? Say hi, Gaia. Bye, Gaia. Okay, let's see. All right. Say that I'm live on Facebook and I'm live on YouTube. I hope that this internet help me and don't stop on the wrong time. All right. So today we're gonna talk about forgetting the past. Um, gonna talk about why we forget our previous reincarnation and what is the benefit of why we have to forget our past. And we gonna see this to the topics today. And I think forgetting the past when I think about this, I think it's important not just when it's talk about our previous life, but even for this life, because sometimes we hold too much the past. We hold too much on the things that already happened that we forget about the present and the future. So sometimes forget the past is important, at least not hold them. And it's important to look for the future and live the present. And that's why I think is important we talk about it, and especially when we talk about past life, because I think, especially on the spiritist community, on the spiritist uh, followers, let's say, we used to say that, if I'm suffer today or if I have this, is because is because of my past life. Maybe I was so bad on the past life that I'm paying on this life, and sometimes it's not true. Sometimes it's not like that. The things doesn't work like that. To be more specific, sometimes it's about the future as well. You know, it's not everything that happens in our life is because of our past or because we did something wrong and we have to pay now. Sometimes it's a challenge for learning how to deal with the future as well. Sometimes it's just a trial that we have to go through to get ready for the next steps in our life, right? So it's always good to remember that, as the Spiritism teach us. But today we're gonna focus more on the past lives, right? Uh, this question is from Spirit's book question 392. Why does an incarnate spirit forget its past? The answer from the spirit is human beings cannot and must not know everything. God, out of divine wisdom, has willed this to be so. Without the veil that hides things from our view, we would be overwhelmed, like someone who suddenly goes from darkness to light. By forgetting our past, we are able to be ourselves more fully. So, basically, it's important to forget the past lives, as I say, because we're gonna be overwhelmed, like they say. Imagine if you now, in the moment now, you could remember all your past lives, everything that you have lived before this incarnation. I imagine how you'll be your head. You'll be like too messy. Because if I can handle with the memories of this life, imagine if I have to handle the memories of my past life and my other life and my other life. If I have to remember everything, it's like you'll be like crazy. It's not possible for us. Not in this moment that we are. It's not possible for the stage that we are living right now. That's why God and your divine wisdom allow us to put this veil, you know, from the past lives and focus on this life, on the moment and what we are living now and what we are doing now. Uh, this doesn't mean that we forget for completely. On the further, we're gonna get to this point. But that's what they say. That is important for us to momentarily forget about the previous lives and focus on these lives. It's like, okay, now I have a chance to write a blanket page. So I'm gonna start from the beginning and I'm gonna write my story again. You know, Forget about what I lived before because it's important this moment, right? On the chapter 5 of Gospel Accord Spiritism, item 11 has a very interesting point of view about this as well. I took this part that say it is useless to object that forgetful constitute a barrier against the un- unutilization of experience acquired in the past life. If God considered it convenient that a veil is cast over the past, it's because it's to our advantage that this is so. In fact, remembrance would be a very great inconvenience. It could, in certain cases, cause a person great humility or perhaps makes them prideful, which would interfere with their free will. In any case, it would be certainly cause inevitable perturbation in social relationships. So, excuse me, sorry, a little bit of warm coffee. Okay, so it's like I was saying before, like when they say about the overwhelming in our head. Imagine if you remember this could be very bad and really how can I say really difficult to deal with. Let's take an example. For example, imagine if I remember my past life and I remember that in the past life I was someone in a high position and I or someone that harmed someone very bad and I have this conscious now. How much guilt I won't feel, how many difficulty will be to deal with that. Look to someone knowing that this person was someone that I hurt very bad in the past. Or opposite way, if I look to this person and remember that this person was hurting me on the past life very bad, how am I gonna deal with that? You know. So this is why God allows us to don't remember. They put this veil in front of our eyes to not focus on the past, but to focus on the futures, as I say, because uh, it's a chance to use our free will, as they say. You know? Because imagine another day I was listening a talk, and the guy he was telling about this subject, and he said that he met someone, he met two persons that they claim that they were Cleopatra on the past life. So it's like because they did a kind of regression, they discover I was a Cleopatra in my past life. I was like, all right, you were Cleopatra in your past life, but now you are a simple person that live a normal life, and you don't have don't live in these castles and this great life and have much slaves to give orders and so on. So how you do feel about that? Like, really, why you have to know that? But yeah, so imagine how much feeling and how much guilt or how much pride this can bring to you if you remember something like that from your past life, that you are someone in that position with that things, and now you are in a complete opposite way, or or so vice versa, whatever. But what how much this could interfere in your decisions right now, how much this could interfere in your free will to get to have a decision, to take a decision, or to make a choice in your life right now. Imagine how much this could be really interfere if you remember something like that. That's why we have to forget, because we have to use our free will in a way that is really not contaminate or not interfere from past memories. We have to choose what we have now. I'm gonna go further that we will understand better this. On the Spirit's Book, question 218, the Kardec asked, "Does the incarnate spirits retain any trace of his perceptions and knowledge acquired in his previous lives or previous existence?" And the answer is he has a vague memory which give him what is called innate ideas. So, on these questions is there is a complement after this question from the Spirit's Book. If you look for, you're gonna see it. But basically, they say we retain these innate ideas, this intuition, this when you have that intuition that say to you to don't do this because you want to be good, or don't take this that way because you have that voice and tell you, or that impression. So that is an experience that we acquire from the past lives as well. Excuse me. And and this is helpful because even if you don't have access to our past life today, all the information, we retain this information in a way that stay like in the subconscious of our head, that will help us, you guide us through the challenge that we have now, right? So we are not completely lost, completely blanket. Let's say they don't delete everything from our head. Our memories is still with us. Everything that we learn in our life, everything that we go through, they is not lose, it's not go away, it stay with us. But at the moment of that we incarnate or reincarnate in a new body, these memories are in a state of dormant. They stay like in our conscious. We don't have full access, but we have these innate ideas. When we need, when it is useful for us to assess them in a way that is not prejudice us, but to help us, to guide us to go further. You know. So let's go for this part. Here is a diagram from the, because I cannot read. A dialogue with the shadows from Hermínio Miranda. Hermínio C. Miranda is a writer, spiritist writer from Brazil, and he has very good, amazing books. So in the book, he says the perispirit is the vehicle of our emotion. The spirit thinks, the perispirit transmits the impulse, and the physical body executes. This is where our existence are recorded, like a videotape, which the image, sounds, and emotions, which is demonstrated in the memory regression process, spontaneous or provoked, and which we will discover with all the impact, sense, and emotions that seemed diluted by millennia. It is therefore our identity card with the intact record of our previous lives, our running sheets, our medical record. So basically, he say here where these memories are stored in our spirits, because our spirits is the main source, right? When everything stays storage, right? The perispirit is the the connected body, the how can I say, the fundamental element that connect our spirits to our body. The perispirit is this connection, right? And the body is the one who executes, you know, the spirits think, the perispirit transmit, and the body execute. And it's like I used to think about as a maybe always a hard drive when you storage everything, so we don't lose anything. Everything is still intact there. And they say here we can assess this spontaneous or provoked while you to discover. But uh, this make me think about these people, or even myself when I was young. I used to have this curiosity to know who I was. You know, if we are incarnated, who I was in the past life, what I did, in this kind of curiosity. Sometimes can be dangerous for us to go and try to remember this kind of things, because we are able to remember our past life because it's there. It's never, it's like I say, everything is stored and is accessible. But the thing is, to access this information, we have to be allowed, uh, and there is have to be a reason for that, not just for curiosity, because this can be very dangerous if we access the information and we are not ready to deal with that information. You know, I mean that's why they don't allow us to access that, because we are not ready to deal with that. That the moment that we will be ready to assess that, they will allow us to have it. You know, it reminds me a story of André Luiz on Nocelar. He on the first book, Nocelar, the one our Astral City in English, Astral City from Chico Xavier, psychographed by André Luiz. He tell a story. He was living in Brazil, and I think I'm back. Back. I think my internet dropped for a few seconds. Sorry for that. So yes, he asked why, how long I have to wait till I have access to my previous lives, because I didn't have access to anything, how it's work. And then the person was talk to him and explained to him uh, that you have to wait the right moment, not because you pass away, you are at, you know, arrive on the spiritual world that will remember straight away all the all your past life. Have to wait and to be ready to do with that. That is a process. And this person said that she waits for quite long years till she has access, and she has to go through a process of magnetism and helps from the high spirits to help her to assess her past memories. But this was because she was having kind of trouble to deal with some adjustment on the spiritual world. That's why she has to remember. She went to this kind of psychology on the spiritual world when help her to remember her past life. And she said that she was able to assess just 3 centuries of her past life because further than this, she wasn't ready to deal with. So they stopped at that point. So even in the spiritual world, to remember our past life, we we need a certain process, and we have to has a purpose for that. It's not just because, okay, I'm dead now, I'm here on the spiritual world, and I want to know my past life. No, it's not work like that. It's not work instantaneously. Like, I'm dead now, I will remember everything that I was before. No, everything is done in a process, and with a purpose to be, not just because we want or we are curious to. That doesn't work like that. And this is not because, how can I say, it's not a punishment for us, but it's a blessing for us because we are not ready to deal with that. Sometimes we think that we are ready, but we're not. You know, we still too attached to material things and to sentiments and vicissitudes that is from this planet, from this incarnation. So, and we have to bear in mind that this is for our good. So if you want to look for this kind of a process, you have to have a very good reason. Today we are very common. We see a lot of this therapy, né? Therapy of past life. They are very common today, but they are doing by some people that is really prepared for that. Some specialists, people that studies and psychiatrists sometimes that is really understand what they are doing and for the purpose of what they are doing that. If you came to the clinic and say, no, I want to do the therapy of past life just because I'm curious, I don't think that a serious person is going to do it. You have to have a really purpose to assess that. For example, a big trauma that is really difficult to do and not you'll not find a solution in this life. For example, your normal therapies and you use all the process is not going anywhere. So sometimes the therapy of past lives helps to understand why you have this trauma and how to deal better with that. But they say that you just assess that information if the spiritual plans see and understand that that information will be great and will be help you to go further. They never will let you assess information that is not helpful or useful for you, to prejudice you. No, that's not gonna happen. You can do like trillions of therapy of regressions, and you won't have access if it is not important, if it's not good, and if it's not the moment to deal with that, right? And for those sometimes who does for curiosity, they can end up in a really bad place because you can have access sometimes even not to your real memories, but something that is made up for your brain, because our brain sometimes make trick us, you know. And sometimes we want so badly something that our brain create that because our thought has power. So sometimes if you look for something and you are not ready for, but insist very hard, you can create this in your mind. And instead of helping you, this is gonna predict you because you're gonna have this trauma and you're not ready to deal with. So if you're gonna do something like that, guys, be really, really responsible and aware that is a serious thing and have to be done and be dealing with someone that is really professional about and know exactly what they are doing, because it's a it's a big responsibility. On the Spirit Andrea Luiz, this guy that I was talking about before, the Spirit Andrea Luiz reports that the past is archived in our mental house. In the nervous systems, we have the initial brain, a repository of instinctive movements, and sit on subconscious activities. Let us figure it as begin the basement of individuality, where we file our experience and recorded the smallest fact of life. This is from the Integrated in the Greater World, chapter 3 from the André Luiz books. Uh, for those who doesn't know, André Luiz was a doctor who passed away, and on the spirit life, he he started a journey, and he reported this to Chico, and that he could write the book of this experience. And it's a very good because he's sometimes the books is very difficult to read for me because have a very technical language, because as he is a doctor, he talk in a very technical terms sometimes, but it's really, especially the I think 5 or 6 first books is very easy to read, and for those who want to understand more and better about the spiritual world, I highly recommend André Luiz from Chico Xavier, the Spirit André Luiz, and Psicography by Chico Xavier. And we have, I think, all the books now in English. You can find in Amazon. So I highly recommend to read because it's a very great book and you can learn a lot. And okay, continue. Uh, the Spirit's book question 2020. When changing bodies, can we lose some intellectual talents, no longer having, for example, a taste of the art? Yes, if you have dishonored, excuse me, dishonored that talent or misuse it. An intellectual capacity can, moreover, remain dormant in one existence because the spirit came to exercise another one that has nothing to do with it. So, any talent can remain in a latent state to surface late. So, basically, they are saying that yes, we can forget this intellectual talent or for quite a while, for a moment, while we are incarnate. If we don't need them, or if we misuse them in the past, to not commit the same mistake is better if you don't have it. And but it's not lost, as I say. We can we still retain this talent, but it's in latent state, and we can acquire them, or we take them after that, after we learn, and or we pass through this incarnate. So, and this is uh, remind of these kids, that born with these talents that we see, especially now. I think it's become more and more frequently kids that are born and with 2 3 years old, after they start to talk the first words, they start to do incredible things. They start to be like very good in mathematics, or very good in music, or in many other things. So it's so interesting, because if you stop to study these cases, you see that these spirits that are reborn, they are in advanced moment, because as you know, we are going this transition time. The planet is going through this transition, and the new generation will be different of our generation, because they are be a step further, because we are progressing. So it's incredible how we look to this kid and we see how they bring the knowledge from the past lives to these lives in a normal and natural way. Things that we did, things that didn't happen with us, right? So a kid that has this talent to play instrument, to sing, or to deal with, or to read, and to talk with a kid with 3 years old, talk like a old person with this so clear arguments sometimes, that we say, oh my gosh, this kid is not normal. This kid is from another planet. But what really happened is that they are bring from the past lives all the experience and the knowledge that they acquired. They are able to bring to this life because they already allowed to it. I believe that these people, these kids, will be the future of our world The process already start, and more they will be born with more memories from the past life, bringing more knowledge from the past life in a more latent way. Uh, that our generation. So that will be great. So prepare to see a lot amazing things from these kids in the very short time. And okay, let's see just how many more I have. Oh. For our betterment, God gave us precisely what we need, and it's sufficient for us. The voice of conscience and our instinctual tendencies, and takes away what could harm us. Moreover, this forgetfulness only occurs during bodily existence. On returning to the spiritual world, the remembrance of the past is regained, so it is only temporary, a slight interruption similar to that which occurred during sleep, but which does not prevent the remembrance in the subsequent day of what was done on the previous day. So he is a sorry, I don't know if you can see, but this is a Gospel Accord Spiritism, chapter 5, item 11 again. The item 11 of the chapter 5 of the Spirits of the Gospel Accord Spiritism is very great and bring a lot about the subject. If you have uh, read it, and if you not, you can find on the internet as well. There is a site called Kardecpedia that you can find all the books of André Luiz, all the books of Kardec, sorry, all the codification of Spiritism. And English, you have English, Spanish, Portuguese, and other languages I don't remember. But yes, there's a variation of French. So do it. Read this chapter if you are interested in the subject because it's amazing. And basically, yes, they say here that yes, God takes us what is important, what we don't need, and just let and what could harm us, and let us remember just what is necessary. And that is something that we always used to say. Yeah, if you want to know who you are in the past, look for your tendencies now. Look for who you are now. You don't have to go for a regression therapy to want to know who you are in a certain way. It's just look at your tendencies, look who you are and what your inclinations in this life, and then you have a light idea what what you did in the past life. So it's like I say, know yourself is the best way to know who you were, who you was, and who you want to be. So this is what is important to us to know ourselves, to reflect of what are you doing and what we want, and who you are. You know, it's not knowing who I was before that I will make a better of version of me, because sometimes if I know what I was before, this can interfere in my progress from now. So it's better I focus on the present, focus on what I am now and who I want to be, you know, and leave the past on the past when is the place that have to be. Knowledge of the past. True revelation or memories always arrive when the creature becomes the creditor of a benefit like this, which is accompanied in turns by by very great responsibilities in terms of knowledge, so much so that for many this reminiscence tend to be a painful privilege in the environment of earth, restlessness, and illusion. Sorry for the words, my tongue already started to mess with. All right, so here again, they say that the moment that we need the revelation, that moment it will arrive natural and for our benefit, you know. And as they say here, it's like that. With great powers came great responsibility. So with the memories of the past will come responsibilities as well. So we have to be ready and be responsible to deal with that. Because as I say, it's not always to it's not always good to us to know certain things from our past. It's better to leave these things on the past and focus on our future and focus on what we want to progress from now. What I'm doing for of my life now, who I am right now, and who I want to be, a better version of myself. So focus on the present and look for the future. Leave the past on the past. Right. And here I have spirit books from the question 399. Although incarnates do not exactly know their former actions, they always know the kind of faults they have been guilty of committing in the dominant aspect of their characters. They only need to study themselves in order to know what they have been, not by not by what they are now, but by the predisposition. Sorry. So yeah, this is exactly what I was talking before. So that's why I choose this part because it's exactly like that. So just look at your tendencies, look, for what who you are right now, and then you have a idea for who you were in the past. You know. I'm sorry. So uh, it's very very um, important, I think, to have this in mind, even in this life. It's like I start to the speech saying that, and I'm gonna say again. Sometimes we are hold so much and look so much to the past that we forget or, of the present and forget that we have to go uh, further, look for the future. So leave the past in the past. Take what is important for you to progress, but don't don't keep hold the past because it's not for that we are here. We are here to progress, to look to the future, and to get better every day. So take the lessons from the past and go to the future. Leave the past on the past, right? Ah, I think, guys, that's it that I have to today. So if you have any question, I have more 2 minutes that I can answer. So type on the comment box, and I will answer you if I know, of course. And I hope that you guys enjoy. And this is just a little taste of the subject. If you want to study better the subject, I highly recommend uh, chapter 5 of the Gospel Core Spiritism, item 11. Is very good. And the question 399 of the Spirit's book is a quite long question. I took just fragments, just pieces of that. But the question 399 of the Spirit's book is a great explanation of that as well. So I highly recommend you guys to read if you want to know about more about the subject. So our activities on Sunday, special talks at 11:15 a.m. Every 2 weeks. So we are online today. So next Sunday we're gonna be in presential meet on the W2 number on the Irish Town Road on the number 4, I believe. Sorry, I have a blanket of the number, but the address is on our Facebook page. It's very easy to find, and I hope to see you guys there next Sunday. So on Tuesday and Thursday, live talk at 7:15 p.m. with Stephen, always bringing to us the teaching of Spiritism, the Spirit's book, and the Gospel for Spiritism. Very nice. And on Tuesdays, healing sessions from half 30 sharp. If you want to receive a really to receive a healing, a pass. So just turn in our YouTube channel 7:30 sharp every Tuesday. And on Wednesday we have the study of the Spirit's book. To be sure, we just finished the Spirit's books. We're gonna start a new study now. It's every Wednesday, 8 p.m. If you want to take part of the studies, you have to contact us. We're gonna send you the link because this is on the Zoom room. It's a closed study. But it's everyone is welcome. Just send us a message that you want to participate, and I will send you the link. Okay. I think that's all that I have to bring to you today. And let's do our final prayer. So I don't have any question here to answer. So okay, let's let's close your eyes again if you can. Let's raise our thoughts again to the Master Jesus and to the high spirits, and let's say thanks. Thanks for this moment. Thanks for the teachings. Thanks for this intuition and aspirations that we have today. Thank you for being with us to guide us. Thank you very much, Master Jesus. Thank God for the opportunity to be here, to learn again, and to have another chance on this planet. I hope you all have a great week full of joy and hope and looking for the future. Okay? God bless us. So be it. So, guys, I think that's it. I hope that you had enjoyed this moment as much as I did. And see you again very soon. Have a great Sunday and focus on the future and on the present. See ya.